Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, as usual, Dr. Michael P. Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. I've been hosting Ask the Doctor since April of 1993. I tell you, time flies when you're having fun. And we're on a multitude of radio stations throughout the great country of the USA, and we're live video streaming all over the world via social media and just about on every single podcast channel out there. So if you want to call and ask a question regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic, and we have a very welcome guest who's no newbie to Ask the Doctor, Dr. John Poser, plastic surgeon extraordinaire of Poser Plastics. He's a plastic surgeon and a reconstructive surgeon. He is in the studio with me. Good morning, John. Thanks for making it through the hurricane to get here.
Well, it took me an hour and 45 minutes from Gainesville. I appreciate the invitation. We always have fun talking about nutrition and eye and plastic surgery. I am planning to play with my son tomorrow and Monday. His birthday is Monday, but I'm not sure about tomorrow. We'll have to see at Saddlebrook. So that's
Awesome.
why I'm here, to be on the show and to play golf tomorrow.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of weather here. As a matter of fact, Scuba Scott made it too. Scoob's my Ed McMahon. Scoobs, you made it through the rain too, didn't you?
I did. No problem. Not yet.
Well, thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
And you look like your weight loss is going pretty good right now.
It is. It's always going.
Fantastic.
Steady.
All right. Once again, you're listening to Ask the Doctors this morning. If you got a question, give us a call. It is 1-877-969-8600. That is 1-877-969-8600. So who's Dr. Lange? I am a board-certified optometric physician. I'm a certified nutritional specialist. Also have degrees in psychology and physiological optics. And like I said, I started hosting Ask the Doctor April of 1993. Started on a small AM radio station, thanks to Country Jim Kirk in Ocala, Florida. It was called MOP, W-M-O-P, a small AM station, 900 AM. And that got me started. And now we're on a variety of stations throughout. Also, we opened 14 eye care centers and 3 LASIK centers and the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages over the last few years. So if you'd like to see me or Dr. Somerton or Dr. Caputi for an eye exam, you can go to the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. I'm going to give you the phone number. It's 352-753-4014. So if you're looking for the latest in eye care, the most advanced eye care available, and we practice prevention, and we also use eye care with a nutritional twist, you can call us one more time. The phone number Monday through Friday for the Lange Eye Institute is 352-753-4014. Also, you can come visit us at the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala. If you want to purchase any of the Fortify vitamins and a variety of other vitamins, you can see Mary at the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala. Also, Dr. John Poser has his office, his Ocala office, right upstairs on State Road 200. That's the old Lange Eye Care building. It's 3101 State Road 200 or Southwest College Road. And it's the only 2-story building. It's right across the street from the Paddock Mall. You go up the elevator. Dr. Poser and Dr. Patrick Watson, neuropsychologist, has an office upstairs there. The Lange Nutrition Center is there. Dr. Yang and his wife, Dr. Yang, who are MDs from China, and they do Chinese medicine and they do acupuncture, also have their office in the Nutrition Center. And then Hear More Medical is there. And then Reboot, kind of an anti-aging wellness center that does hyperbaric chambers and colonics and IV vitamins and things like that, all upstairs in that building. And Dr. Poser, you have offices in Gainesville, Ocala, and the Villages, don't you?
Yes, I just opened a new office in the Villages with Dr. Uzama, who's a female pelvic surgeon for females. She specializes in gynecology and urology. So it's a good combination. And I do tummy tucks, mommy makeover. So it fits together pretty well. She's got a nice OR, and it's right off Highway 301, getting off I-75. So yes, there, Ocala, and also in Gainesville, Florida, where I have my own operating room and staff doing bigger surgeries there.
And the phone number for Poser Plastics, I think, is 352-372-3672.
That's correct. That's my Gainesville office, but we cover all the territory, Villages, Ocala, and Gainesville with that number.
Okay, we are going to go to the first call of the morning. I think it's Dennis in Gainesville. Dennis, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you, sir.
Let's see. Is Dennis there?
Yeah, Dennis there.
I don't hear Dennis.
Sorry.
Let's see. Maybe we'll put
Yeah, can you hear me
Dennis
now?
back on hold for a second, and we'll try to take. Well, we're talking. We'll see if we can get him in. Anyway, phone lines are open. 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Want me to try to retrieve Dennis? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Dennis. Now we got you. Thanks. What can we do for you?
I got retinal detachment
When did you get the retina detachment?
a long time ago.
All right. And do you have
I
some?
lost my right eye. I can't see anymore out of my right eye anymore. So I'm just looking out of my left eye, which is weak, but I can see. But it's not good vision. I wear high prescription glasses.
So the retinal detachment, you cause blindness in that eye, in other words, right?
Yes.
All right. So if you're nearsighted, like I said, you have pretty thick glasses and you're pretty nearsighted, you don't see without the glasses. Your axial length of the eye is long. That means your eye is a little longer than the normal. That increases your risk of a retinal tear or retinal detachment. So now, since you only have one good eye, Dennis, you have to practice precautionary medicine. You have to be extra careful. Okay. So glasses are important because that acts as protective eyewear. I wouldn't recommend anything like kickboxing or anything like that. If you're going to be working in the garage and grinding or working with an axe or a power saw, make sure you have a shield, not just protective eyewear, a protective shield. Also, remember, now since you only have one good eye, I always tell people you have to actually get in the best shape of your life. You need to try to get to your ideal body weight. So exercise, proper diet, sleep, hydration, the right supplements, all of these things will help maybe prevent you from getting something like an ischemic optic neuropathy, a branch vein occlusion, macular degeneration, or things like this later in life. How old are you, Dennis?
I just made 60 this year.
You're young. I mean, we're just getting started. So are you retired or are you still working?
No, I'm unemployed now.
Okay. So, and the other thing is, see your eye doctor, whether it's your optometrist or ophthalmologist, once a year. I would prefer you seeing someone that has optomap capability. And there's a lot of good doctors in Gainesville that have an optomap. Sometimes you got to pay $39 for that, but it's well worth it because that scans the entire retina looking for any small holes or small tears or anything like that could be a potential problem as in a retinal detachment later in life. And then any sudden onset of flashing lights or floaters in your vision, get into your eye doctor that day, not a week later.
Okay.
And then also, finally, you're young enough to have technology coming down the pike that will improve the vision in that bad eye one day. Whether it's a microchip implant or stem cells, something will be available to bring the vision back in that other eye, good Lord willing. But in the meantime, we got to make sure nothing happens to your good eye, okay?
Dr. Lange, it's an emergency when you have a retinal detachment. And is there not a laser treatment for that to laser it back down into position?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a beep going on in my ear. And what did you just say?
Oh, I just said that's the emergency retinal detachment. And don't they have laser treatment now that can, kind of laser it back in position?
Absolutely. That's why the key is early detection. Now, a competent retina specialist can either do a gas bubble or a laser depending on what area of the retina is, and avoiding major surgery if it's detected early. That's why the key is early detection. And we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our hotline. So there's no excuse. I can have a retina specialist seeing on any day, 7 days a week. All right, Dennis?
Yes, sir. So
Uh,
I hope someday they'll help me get out of the help me see better someday.
Amen. Keep listening to this show, and we'll be the first to announce it when there's something out there available, okay?
Yes. Yes.
All right. You take care. Bye-bye. All right. You're listening to Ask the Doctors. Dr. John Poser, myself, Dr. Michael Lange, and, of course, my Ed McMahon, Scuba Scott. For those of you who don't know Ed McMahon, you better Google him. All right. Phone lines are open, 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Let's go back to the phones. I think it's Jacqueline in Avonport. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Lange. How are you?
All right. And yourself?
Doing good. Waiting for this storm to come through, but other than that, great.
It's going to be a big storm.
Oh, yeah. So kind of a two-part question here. I have two little ones, a 6-year-old and a soon-to-be 4-year-old. And with, starting school, whatnot, what do you recommend as far as what age should we start getting them an eye exam, even if they're not complaining? And my grandma has macular degeneration. So is it too young to start them on anything to prevent that, etc.? What would be your thoughts on that?
Great question. By age 4, if they're totally asymptomatic and have no problems, by age 4, we need to get them in for a comprehensive eye examination through your local optometrist or ophthalmologist. And as far as macular degeneration goes, that could be a history of macular degeneration, and therefore everybody's predisposed to that. I would recommend feeding your children dark green leafy vegetables, especially baby leaf kale, orange bell peppers, wild Alaskan salmon. These things are very good for the retina, specifically the macula, because they're high in carotenoids, lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin. And so sometimes kids aren't going to like that. You have to make it palatable for them. But baby leaf kale, orange bell peppers, and wild Alaskan salmon. Also, eggs are very good for the retina, and blueberries. Now, if the kids aren't going to do that, there's a supplement I developed quite some time ago called Fortify Focus. And Fortify Focus gives those nutrients that kids are not getting typically in their diet. The lutein, the zeaxanthin, and the astaxanthin comes in a small gel cap, relatively easy for a child to swallow, or you can just squeeze the contents into their food or into a smoothie. And that's totally safe. I've had my youngest daughter, who's now 18, on it ever since, essentially almost since she's been born. So think about Fortify Focus as a supplement or eating those foods. By age 4, they need a comprehensive eye examination. If something looks strange, like an eye turns in or turns out, or they just look like they're bumping into things. I mean, we see children as early as 6 months of age. Okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay. All right. Now with the focus, would we be overdoing it if we did focus and also the berries and stuff, or there's not such thing as too much?
Nope. One focus a day. Just about anybody in any age can take that without any potential side effects. But it's not a bad idea to always ask your pediatrician, however. But the problem is most of our kids and all of us today are on digital screens all day long. We're on our iPhone, the iPad, looking at the television, the computer, and it emits blue light, a frequency of light that can be damaging to the macula. And children have very clear lenses in their eyes, so that blue light goes right into the macula. And we see a lot of people at very young ages nowadays having maculas that look like they're 80 years of age.
Oh,
and so simply by eating these foods, taking maybe something like the Fortify Focus, and even wearing glasses that have blue filtering properties, it could be beneficial. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And we can just go to your Fortify site to order the Focus, or do we go into the office? Or
yeah, a lot of doctors carry it in their offices. You can always go to fortify.com or the Lange Eye Institute, the Fortify Nutrition Center in Clearwater, or the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Doc. Have a great afternoon. You guys stay safe.
All right. See you, Jacqueline. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. Dr. John Poser, myself, Dr. Michael Lange. We're getting ready to take another call in just a second, but we're going to talk a little bit about weight loss. But I want John to mention, we talk about weight loss a lot on this program as one of the best ways for you to benefit your health, or whether you have high blood pressure, arthritis, heart problems, eye diseases, I mean, even depression, weight loss, or getting down to your ideal body weight. I mean, if you only weigh 90 pounds, you obviously don't need to lose weight. So ideal body weight is crucial. And we talk about how to do that all the time. But quite frankly, a lot of people, after they lose weight, and I have patients that have lost 200 and 300 pounds. And Dr. Poser, after you have this massive weight loss, a lot of times you have an extraordinary amount of saggy and baggy skin. And no matter how much exercise you do and you lose this weight, you can't get rid of that, can you?
Well, I've been dealing with this for many years, of course, because our population is 40% of our population is overweight. And some people take the bulls by the horn, and they've had the bypass operation. There's two types. One where it's a Roux-en-Y, where they kind of bypass the stomach and the small intestine in certain areas. Another one is a sleeve, where this makes the stomach smaller. But either one, the sleeve they can eat their way out of. The other they cannot eat their way out of, but there's some complications. But what happens with this type of operation now, Ozempic, which is a peptide type things that makes you not hungry and lose a lot of weight, is that you can lose up to 150 pounds, which I've dealt with. And when that happens, everything in your body kind of sinks, including your face, neck, arms, stomach, even back, buttock, inner thigh areas. And that's the areas that, people come in to have, repaired by removing the excess skin. So when you see these people on TV, and I lost 150 pounds, they look pretty good in their clothes. Well, they've had the operation. Otherwise, those clothes would not be fitting. Normally, you don't do it all one time. You pick maybe one or two areas, and then, maybe 6 areas total. You do 3 different operations to get them back to where they are. But they're so happy with their life after they lose the weight that it's kind of like icing on the cake. They don't mind going through these procedures because they're already happy, and then now they're going to get more happy.
Absolutely. And so Dr. Poser does specialize in these areas. Remember, he's a reconstructive and plastic surgeon. And we are Fortify is working on a natural weight loss safe supplement. And it's derived from potato skins, believe it or not. But all of you that are on these GLP-1 receptor drugs, a lot of you are losing muscle. We talked about this before. Consider our Fortify Fit Pro, all right? Fortify Fit Pro. Based on all the latest science. Just three weeks ago, we were at the International Society of Sports Nutrition, and they were talking about how specific nutrients can help you gain muscle and not lose muscle while you're on these diets. And some of these are creatine, HMB, whey protein, collagen protein, beta anhydrous. And we've got all of that in the Fortify Fit Pro. So not only is Fortify Fit Pro for the athletes out there and for older men that are having sarcopenia and older women with sarcopenia from muscle wasting, but it's also now very vogue for all of you that are on these crash diets or these drug-induced diets where you're losing a lot of weight so you don't lose muscle. Remember, 40% of muscle loss is the weight on these GLP-1 receptor drugs, or up to 40%. So think about that. Fortify Fit Pro. Go to fortify.com and look at the science under the science section. Read the studies. You'll be pretty amazed. All right, we're getting ready to go to the phones. If you got a question, 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Give us a call. All right, let's go to Martin in Mississippi. Martin, welcome to the program.
Morning. Thanks for taking my call. I have also been using the Fortify Fit Pro, and it actually has helped me as far as losing a little bit of weight and keeping muscle tone and such as things like that. But I also want to ask you and get your opinion on thoughts on something. Working out in the heat a lot. You got to watch heat exhaustion, of course. You got to replenish your fluids, any kind of electrolytes or stuff like that. Now, what I did the other day was in heat all day. Then I went in the attic and pulled the exhaust fan for an hour and a half. But in between that, I would drink water. Then also I would take some of that fortified protein, make a shake, drink it before or after, and I tell you what, it really helped me out a lot. Now also I put half and half water and half milk. And I also hear that I kind of looked at a couple things. Milk is actually good to replenish, heat exhaustion or just your fluids in your body. Now, what are your thoughts on that?
Chocolate milk. Okay. Chocolate milk is excellent. A lot of people use chocolate milk. A lot of people drink pickle juice, believe it or not, too. So yeah, you could put the chocolate milk in with that protein and mix it up. And you know what else would be really good? I mean, if you're really sweating a lot, a little coconut water. So the perfect would be literally half chocolate milk, and you make sure it's A2 chocolate milk, half chocolate milk, half coconut water. Put a little bit of like pink Himalayan sea salt. You need some sodium. So half chocolate milk, half coconut water. Coconut water is going to give you the magnesium and the potassium, and then a little, pink Himalayan sea salt. Mix it all together, and that's the perfect electrolyte. And so you're getting some carbs to boost your energy. You're getting some protein. That's ideal. A lot of Ironman competitors now, people that are doing triathlons are doing something similar to this, not just drinking water. You can be in big trouble. Dr. Poser, you can drink too much water, and that could be a problem, couldn't it?
You get hyponatremia, and then you can get seizures or sluggishness, and actually have to, go to the hospital for that sort of thing. But I also want to put a plug in for, I call it super water, Wata, aquanew.com. It was invented by a friend of mine, and it actually has, it's a different composition of water, strange as it may sound, and it has extra hydrogen or oxygen that can be released in the body, and also electrons that kind of electrify your mitochondria or cells in your body. So you might look at that if you're doing severe or heavy duty competition. Dr. Lange and I have been, working with macular degeneration with the gaseous form of it. And we're trying to get some studies done with it too. So try to remember that name if you really have friends that want to do something spectacular and can drink the water with it.
Right. It's called Wata. So Wata water. It's excellent.
Yeah, I have heard of that. And also one other point, what do you think instead of regular milk, what is the difference between regular milk and that powdered milk? If you wanted to substitute, do half and half chocolate milk also with water. What do you think about that powdered milk?
Yeah, the problem with most powdered milks, you got to figure out where they come from. I mean, you got to look at the COA, the certificate of analysis, and the country of origin. A lot of these are going from countries that you probably don't want to be drinking it from. And also, most of these powdered milks are not from an A2 cow. Now, if it's powdered goat's milk, I think that would be fine. Okay. But remember, most milk has a A1 beta casein. And there's a book called The Devil in the Milk. And once you read that book, The Devil in the Milk, you won't want to drink any milk unless it's goat's milk, sheep's milk, or A2 cow's milk, because this A1 beta casein protein is associated with leaky gut, diabetes, autism, and certain cancers. So that's why I preach A2 cow's milk or goat's milk or sheep's milk.
Cool. Well, that sounds like good information. I appreciate you taking my call, and y'all have a good day. Have a good guzzling day.
All right, Martin. Thank you. That's the Mississippi man. All right. You're listening to Ask the Doctors. It's Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins, and Dr. John Poser of Poser Plastics in Gainesville, Ocala, and the Villages. And, Dr. Poser doesn't realize this, but I've been referring him patients for almost 30, maybe 31 years. But way prior to that, he was one of the top plastic surgeons. And I used to refer a lot of patients to you, John, to practice mainly for, things like brow lifts and, baggy eyelid, under eyelids, fixing all of those.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That is true. In plastic surgery, one area around the eye we work on is number one, of course, the upper eyelid, where you get some obstruction in the brow if it hangs down, especially if you're driving cars. You may flunk your visual acuity test, and that's kind of dangerous not to be able to see to your side. So usually they make you go to the hospital for that. I don't do that. I don't take insurance. You just come to my office. under local, and you're in and out in 45 minutes, and you have new eyelids. So I appreciate Dr. Lange sending me all these patients for all these years, and hey, we're still here. That's pretty good.
John, we're just getting started, buddy.
Yeah, just warming up now.
We're just warming up. All right. I see somebody asking me a question here on Instagram. It's hard for me to read because it's like a mile away and I don't wear glasses. But I think it says, please repeat what the supplement was for children or for me, for anybody on computers a lot. What is it? Thank you. All right. And that's Nelson. So Nelson, that was Fortify Focus. All right. I developed Fortify Focus quite some time ago and we've revised it 4 times. I've been taking it for 14 years. All my family members, including my 96-year-old mom, takes it. I'm over 60 years old now, just barely. I do not need reading glasses. All right. When I was 48, I needed reading glasses. I took 2 a day and it took about 3 months at 48. And I've discarded my reading glasses. And the science shows and proves that astaxanthin at 6 milligrams does decrease the need to wear reading glasses. It improves something called PRA, positive relative amplitude of accommodation. So it does improve accommodation. It works on the ciliary muscle in the eye, helps you to focus. Remember, when we hit 40, usually we lose that ability to focus up close. Well, I was 48 when I developed Fortify Focus. And like I said, 2 a day. And now, over 60, I don't need reading glasses. I see 20/20 in the distance, 20/20 up close. Most of my colleagues that are eye doctors don't believe me until they give me a chart. And I've got lots of patients, hundreds and hundreds of patients that are in the same boat. So will it do that for everybody? Not necessarily, but the only way to do is try it. Remember, the astaxanthin improves focusing ability. It also lowers inflammation and oxidative stress. It crosses the blood-retinal barrier and the blood-brain barrier. So it's good for the brain and the eye. The lutein and the zeaxanthin, these are carotenoids that impregnate into the macula, replenishing macular pigment density. And thus, we think that this helps prevent blue light damage. So what better than to put astaxanthin, lutein, and zeaxanthin in one supplement? It's called Fortify Focus. It's in a little gel cap. And the gel cap is very easy to swallow. And we even have a smaller gel cap. We're going to call it the Micro Focus. It's even smaller. We have that available now for people that want it even smaller. You could ask if you called, you want the smaller micro version of it. It's the same thing. We just put a little less olive oil in it. All right. So that's called Fortify Focus. You can get it at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE, fortify.com. And the toll-free number for Fortify Vitamins is 866-503-9746. 866-503-9746. And for those of you out there that are starting to have brain fog and some of these memory issues, we have something called Focus and Brain now. It's the exact same formula as Fortify Focus. We've added a patented trademark form of citicoline called cognizine, and that's called Focus and Brain, and you can order that too. It's the same thing as Focus. We just added something to help with your memory, and you can get that at fortify.com as well. All right, phone lines are open, and we're getting ready to take a break here in just a second. So we're getting ready to go to some commercials, but the phone line is 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. After the break, we're going to talk with Dr. Poser more about some, cosmetic procedures and reconstructive procedures that may benefit you. But we're going to a break here in just a second. Be back in about 3.
There's nothing more frustrating and irritating than chronic dry eye. It never stops. The itching, the scratching feeling, the fatigue and weariness. If you're suffering from chronic dry eye, go to fortify.com and join thousands who've discovered Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy, a combination of Fortify Super Omega, Fortify Focus, and Fortify Blackcurrant Oil GLA. Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy works to address oxidation and inflammation in the eye and the entire body. This combination, once only available to patients in the doctor's office, has now become available to you. And already, countless numbers of listeners have found relief with Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. If you or someone you care about struggles with dry, itchy, exhausted eyes, order Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy today at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE.com or call 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. And at fortify.com.
While others are hitting happy hour, you're hitting the gym. While they're hoisting mugs, you're lifting kettlebells. You owe it to yourself to get the most out of your fitness regimen before and after your workout with Fortify Fit. Fortify Fit's power-packed formula is designed to enhance muscle synthesis, strength, and endurance. All evidence-based nutrients in this proprietary formula are well documented and backed in good clinical studies. Taken before and after your workout, Fortify Fit is also hailed for what it doesn't contain. No dyes, artificial flavors, or carrageenan. With Fortify Fit, you get all you need to get the most out of your workout without needless additives and sketchy sweeteners. Order Fortify Fit today at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE.com or call 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. 866-503-9746. And at fortify.com.
All righty. We've been having a little blast. Scuba Scott's been a comedian here. All right. Good morning. Welcome back to Ask the Doctors. I'm Dr. Michael Lange here with my very welcome guest, Dr. John Poser of Poser Plastics in Gainesville, Ocala, and the Villages. If you got a question for either one of us, no matter how simple or complicated the question is, give us a call. 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Also, those value shoppers out there, I want to mention, we're still running a BOGO on 2 of our items. So the BOGO is on our world famous organic blue-green superfood. Okay, remember, this is 16 different organic, certified organic fruits and vegetables, adaptogenic organic mushrooms, enzymes and probiotics. It's just a delicious berry flavor. It's been a huge hit. And so last month was like Dr. Mike's Fruit and Vegetable Awareness Month. We ran a BOGO at all of our offices and on the internet, and it was huge. So I said, oh, what the heck? I'm going to continue running it for probably another week, okay? So if you go to fortify.com on our organic blue-green superfood, remember, it's fully transparent. It tells you exactly what's in it. It's all certified organic. It's paleo certified. It's gluten-free, and it's FODMAP-free. That means if you have irritable bowel syndrome, you can take this. You buy one, you get one for free. If you buy 2, you get 2 for free. You buy 4, you get 4 for free, all right? And it doesn't expire until next year. Now, we also have a BOGO for those of you that have macular degeneration or a history of macular degeneration in your family. We've also got a buy one, get one free on our Fortify Advanced Retina formula. This is based on the age-related eye disease study, but we modified it. We cut the zinc back to 30 milligrams. We added astaxanthin and resveratrol to it. It is also a buy one, get one free, and it's only $27 to begin with. So you're getting 2 of them for that price. And that has some short dating. I think it expires in a couple of months. But remember, it really does not expire for many years after that. So you can order that Advanced Retina formula, and it's going to be good for probably another 2 years as long as you don't keep it in the trunk of your car. So a BOGO both on superfood, organic blue-green superfood, and on Advanced Retina formula. Also, talking a little bit about weight loss. Remember, weight loss is really important for anti-aging. If you lose weight, you are going to be healthier if you're overweight. Natural weight loss is what we really try to push. I mean, all the doctors that are affiliated with me, we're into the natural aspects of this. So natural weight loss is very important. Obviously, a lot of you on the GLP-1 receptor drugs, and we talk about how to minimize the negative side effects from that. The weight loss is crucial, but if you can do it naturally, all the more power to you. We have something called the Healthy Weight Loss Bundle at fortify.com. It's a combination of the organic blue-green superfood, your choice of one of the proteins, okay, and enzymes and probiotics. And you use the superfood and the whey protein as a meal replacement each day, and then eat 3 meals that are consistent with the Lange survival diet or the Mediterranean diet or the paleo diet, you know, at moderate moderations, and do some exercise, and you will lose weight relatively quickly. So the Healthy Weight Loss Bundle, check it out at fortify.com. It's not priced very much, and it does work. I've got patients that have lost 200 pounds, 250 pounds, 50 pounds, all naturally. Now, when we're talking about this weight loss, all right, and we've got an expert in this arena with me, Dr. Poser, especially if you're on, either a crash weight loss diet or, medically induced weight loss diet through these GLP-1 receptor drugs. Up to 40% of weight loss can be muscle loss, but you can also have bone loss. And a lot of these people, they're losing weight because they want to be healthier, but they also want to look better. And sometimes it's kind of like just the opposite is happening. Their faces get really sunken in and they're looking prehistoric. What about that?
Well, what we're finding is that you lose weight, and that's a plus because you can get rid of high blood pressure, diabetes, reduce strokes and heart attacks. So in that realm, it's great. In the other realm, it's not so great because you are losing good protein, and you're getting, when you lose that, you do get weaker unless you replace it, unless you keep working out to try to reverse it. So people who just sit around and take the medicine and don't work out, don't take protein, they start basically shrinking. And there's also osteoporosis involved that, especially for women, they can start getting bone loss. But what we're finding now is there's different kinds of fat in the body. And if you operate on people, you can see the colors. Ones are bright yellow and some are like darker, kind of reddish, brownish color. I think the deeper brown, reddish colors are for survival over time because they burn less slowly and, give you some energy, like, maybe at hibernation type fat. Whereas the white fat is keep you more supple and, fill out your face and your subcutaneous tissue. But what we're finding is that people who, let's say they're 40, 50 years old and they look pretty good and they lose, 30, 40 pounds, a lot of the fat that's in the face that's not supposed to be gone till you get in your 70s and 80s is disappearing, and they're starting to get a look of severe aging. So they may lose, 50 pounds, 30 pounds, but they also age 10 years in a matter of 6 months. So I don't know. It's a new phenomenon everybody's recognizing, and I'm sure it's going to bring in patients for some kind of cosmetic improvements, fat transfers, things like that. I'm just waiting to hear that in the future and following it.
So, first off, 1 in 3 Americans, this is the newest science, 1 in 3 Americans, adult Americans over 50, all right? So 1 in 3 adult Americans over 50 do not consume the minimal amount of protein, which is the recommended dietary allowance, which is only 0.36 grams per pound. And so 1 in 3 are not eating enough protein. And think about it. A lot of these are the overweight people that are getting on these new drugs, and then they're not eating, they're eating even less. And so it's like a snowball, proverbial snowball, and that's why they're losing bone, they're losing muscle. So I think we got to preach and we got to educate these people that they need to consume more protein.
Yeah, basically it's starvation,
Right.
and that's what happens with starvation. So there's going to be millions of people like this, and there has to be some way, which Dr. Lange has just told you how to do. Do the shakes, do the protein, take the probiotics, take the superfoods, work out, lift weights, particularly that increases your growth hormones. Get more sleep, things like that. So it's going to be a strange world in 5 years when all these people start having some other kind of medical problems like pancreatitis, thyroid disease, aging beyond what age they are at, things like that.
Bone fractures for very minimal reasons.
Exactly.
So once again, what do we do? All right. So you can eat more protein, grass-fed beef, chicken, fish, animal source proteins are ideally the best for this. Now, if you're a vegan, we do have a new vegan protein, and it's been hugely popular since we released it, about 2 weeks ago, and it's called Fortify Vegan Super Protein. The problem with most vegans out there, they're not getting complete proteins. So if you're on these crash weight diets and you're a vegan, then you're really not getting enough protein. So now we do have something available. It's all the ingredients are sourced here in North America, all right? And we have it in chocolate, vanilla, and salted caramel mocha. And everybody loves that last one. So it's a complete protein with a PDCAAS score of 1. That's the protein digestibility score, which is very important. That's the same as milk and whey protein. So it's delicious. It comes from upcycled for all you super green people out there, upcycled barley, and then that's sprouted ancient grain, and then we use non-GMO sprouted pea from Canada, and we add something called velocitol, and we add a therapeutic amount of velocitol that's been shown to increase muscle synthesis and power and strength. It's a mixture of chromium, amylopectin, and chromium, and the studies are pretty conclusive, and it's vegan. So when we combine all these together, we now have something for the vegans. They can take pre-workout and post-workout, and all of you on these crash weight diets, even if you're not a vegan, you can take the vegan protein as 21 grams of protein, or our super protein, which is a whey protein concentrate from New Zealand, or we have a grass-fed whey isolate 60 serving bag for just over $60. So the gist of this story is, if you're on a diet, a crash weight diet, any type of diet, medicine-induced diet, you need to be consuming protein. Protein's not going to make you fat. Remember, there's virtually no carbohydrates and fat in these proteins and very few calories. But you have to stop the muscle wasting. And then also, we were talking about it at the break, osteopenia and osteoporosis is going to be very vogue on these as well. So getting a little sunshine for the vitamin D, getting some calcium, maybe eating some sardines with the bones, some dark green leafy vegetables for the vitamin K, and maybe taking a supplement. And you can always talk with your physician about that. All right, phone lines are open. 1-877-969-8600, 1-877-969-8600. On the Fortify website, we actually have a section now, GLP-1 support, GLP-1 receptor support, and all the supplements underneath that are really developed to help you people that are on these drugs and losing weight quickly to help stop the muscle loss. All right, phone lines are open. We're getting ready to take another call, 1-877-969-8600. Remember, get any of the Fortify vitamins if you're in the Clearwater, Tampa area at the Fortify Nutrition Center, and that's right there on McMullen Booth Road in Clearwater and the Bayside Bridge Plaza. And we're open Monday through Saturday until 3. And then Monday through Friday in Ocala at the Lange Nutrition Center, of course, at the Lange Institute in the Villages. And we do have it on Amazon. A lot of it's on Amazon as well. You can get our omega-3 and things like that and Focus on Amazon as well. All right, we're going back to the phones. Let's go to Steve in Clearwater. Steve, good morning. Thanks for holding. Steve, good morning. All right, I'm not finding Steve. Hold on, Steve. We're having a little technical difficulty.
Hello?
There's Steve. Good morning.
Oh, okay. Good morning. I was wondering, why is it that in a lot of people, and I've got it, and a lot of friends have it, that the skin on the eyelids and around the orbit of the eye gets real thin compared to the skin on the rest of your body, and that leads to wrinkles? But why does that skin, what's different either metabolically or anatomically about that skin around the eyes that has a tendency to get very thin?
Well, the thickest skin is on our back. And if you think of a turtle for protection, at one time we kind of ran on all fours so that the back took the hit. So this thicker skin, the eyes, of course, have to be somewhat supple and, cover the eyelids. So the collagen in the eyelid skin is much, much thinner than the collagen in the back. That's why, and of course, with aging, it gets thinner, and that's why it starts stretching out, and then you start getting wrinkles in the eyelids. But you also get wrinkles in the forehead and eyelids from droopiness of the brow. And to make up for the droopiness of the brow, you raise your eyebrows up, and it gives you the wrinkles in the forehead. And then if you're like a overexpressive person or you live in the sun, you squint all the time, that gives you the crow's feet wrinkles. I can't say too much smiling is bad for you. It's actually good for you, but it gives you crow's feet. So that's what happens. And as it gets thinner on the bottom, you get ectropion, or the lid starts, it's called senile ectropion. It starts drooping down into an arc like a hammock that's no longer tight. And that kind of leads to dry eye and tearing, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's like anything else. Skin is made for certain areas. Some is thick and some are thinner.
Well, that's interesting. You mentioned turtles at the beginning of your answer. One thing, how tortoises live to be 120.
That's correct.
Well, a lot of aging is due to background radiation. And that calcium shell around them, they're like in a little bomb shelter. They do not get radiation from the sun very much, and it allows them to live a long time because their DNA, if you take a turtle and measure its DNA at 50 and other animals at 50, it's much less mutated due to somatic radiation because of the calcium. Just like X-rays show up white on an X-ray, it doesn't allow the X-rays to go through. And another thing is with turtles, and it's interesting you mentioned them, is that you notice that turtles look exactly like they did when they're back in prehistoric times, very little difference or evolution. And that's because what drives evolution is mutations. And since they can't get mutations to change their genes over time to adapt, they've stayed about the same for millions of years.
Well, I know that humans are programmed to live to 120 years. And as you
Right.
know, Noah and people like that live 400 years. That's another theory of mine, but I won't get into it. But
Oh, I definitely think that's very possible.
Yeah,
I
but-
think that's, most people think that's just hyperbole, but I think it's very possible. And
I'm going to get a turtle shell.
yeah, there you go.
I'm going to get a turtle
Well,
shell,
I
walk around
wonder-
with that bad boy, and I'm going to live to 140.
And by
I
the
wonder
way,
if you-
I was friends with Howie Turtle of the Turtles. He played at my fraternity house, so he got pretty drunk. But he was one of the greatest turtles ever.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, Steve.
Okay. God bless you. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctor. Steve always has some questions that make you go, All right, phone lines are open, 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. I'm going to give you the phone number for Dr. Poser for his Gainesville office. If you want to be seen in Ocala or in the Villages, just let them know when they answer the phone. I'm going to give it to you twice. Get a pen, piece of paper. The phone number for Dr. Poser Plastics is 352-372-3672. That's 352-372-3672. And then the phone number for Fortify Vitamins, and I think Charlene is answering the phones today, is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. So you can go to the website at fortify.com. It's kind of a play on words. Remember, since I'm an eye doctor, so there's an EYE on the end. FORTIFEYE, fortify.com. Since we're mentioning collagen, my ears popped up and I grabbed a bottle of this Rejuvenate. So we've done a lot of research over the years on collagen, and there's a new form of collagen. Everybody's using collagen peptides right now. In Europe, they've been using collagen tripeptides. We're the first in the United States to use a collagen tripeptide in Fortify Rejuvenate. It's a marine collagen tripeptide. The studies are amazing. Everybody listen up to this. The studies show that 1 gram of this marine collagen tripeptide after 3 months, all right, people got 10 times less fine lines and wrinkles in their face, 6 times skin elasticity, and 4 times skin hydration. So I developed a product and I added German hyaluronic acid to it, rice ceramides, Dermaval, which is a superfood blend that has acai, pomegranate, mangosteen, asparagus, quercetin, okra, camu, and arceola cherry, and a few other things in it. And we added liposomal vitamin C made here in America. We added biotin and a few other vitamins, and we make it in 3 delicious flavors and unflavored. Folks, this has become our #1 supplement. It's getting ready to pass our omega-3 because everybody wants to look better. Everybody wants to reverse the aging process, feel better, and look better. We've got hundreds of testimonials. So check it out on the website, fortify.com, and look at Rejuvenate.
The word on the street is the hair and the nails, really get thick with this.
Right? Hair and
Supplement.
nails is good too. My wife was concerned because her hair was starting to thin. Luckily, we came out with this in February, and now her hair is thick and robust and beautiful, just like her. So,
Brownie points.
so think about it, folks. Fortify, Rejuvenate. I've been on it. I think it's helping my knee pain. I've been very athletic and had some bad accidents, so I've got a lot of pain in my body. Wow, I see we only got 29 seconds. Dr. Poser, that was fast. Thanks for being a guest. We have to do
Yeah.
this again real soon.
Yeah, anytime. I'm willing to be here. I love it. It's fun.
All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to Ask the Doctor. Remember, if you're not happy with the eye care you're getting, get a second opinion or come to see us at the Lange Eye Institute. Remember, check out Dr. Poser at Poser Plastics. With that, I want to wish everybody a great weekend. Be safe in the storm. I'm out of here. Have a great day. God bless you and God bless America.